So you need to rock a montage, man. That's the only way that this is going to happen now.
Well, nobody
right?
just picks up the shield and is able to throw it.
John Walker did. Look what happened to him. But I was so happy they gave him a wonderful and well put together montage. Here's a little bit of that right now.
I knew it.
We're talking about montage.
I knew you were going to throw to this.
Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.
But now we can get to the piece de la resistance, and we're going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I want to do something a little different than Corey typically does. We're going to go, like I always like to say, Chad, my own streams, we're going to do a scene by scene by scene breakdown. But I want to kind of do our own overall thoughts.
Okay.
For me, personally, I think this was the best episode we've gotten so far. And I thought it was really interesting and cool that are like, okay, yeah, we're going to deal with the things that happened at the end of episode 4. This is full spoilers, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna this is a full-on spoiler discussion. That's why I say this for the end. So if you have not seen this, then please do tune out. But everything that John Walker did when he lost his goddamn mind, we saw the follow of that in like the first 10 minutes. And wonderful choreography, by the way.
Sure.
Like it's very. That's what I forget the directors and who the cinematographer is for the show and who the choreographer is, but it feels just like the Russos.
Yeah.
You know,
it
feels like Winter Soldier. It feels like Civil War or their Avengers movies, Infinity War and Endgame. Wonderful and full on display, but it feels grounded, much like Winter Soldier. Love the fight between John and Bucky and Sam, and it was brutal. And they were in there. Well, John was in there to kill. He didn't give a shit anymore. He went off the reservation.
Oh yeah, I mean that's been the thing with John was he murders that guy in front of so many people who are recording it, and rather than being like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" he was like, "Well, what?"
Yeah.
Of course.
What do you expect me to do? He's a terrorist. I gotta kill him.
Yeah.
Though he got a little panicky though. We're gonna show that in a bit, but I love that.
Yeah.
And it's through several people. We finally learned through Isaiah Bradley like why Sam has had this mindset since the very beginning, while he didn't want to accept that responsibility. And I loved how that was handled.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love what they do with Sam. This is the episode where I think Sam and Bucky become friends.
Yeah.
And that was so amazing to see. Especially because they've always had that tension. They are the two, like their best friend was always Steve, but they were never friends. Like that kind of relationship where it's like I fucking hate that guy, but I love this guy, so I'll stick out and hang out with him despite this.
I don't even think it was so much I hate that guy, but I don't want to feel obligated to be friends with him just because we were both friends with the same guy. And there's something of that rivalry that happens, you know. Being territorial, Bucky more so than Sam.
Oh, yeah, especially.
Yeah.
Because he's been, crazy for 70 fucking years. Don't talk about my man. Why'd you do that to him? But how that was all handled was absolutely beautiful. And then there's, some big reveals. Is there anything in particular that you feel like just like, wow, this was a really good moment that you think more people should be talking about? One just really spoke to you.
Yes, but I don't know if we want to get into that now or when we're doing the breakdown.
We'll cover it. Go ahead.
The big moment for me was Sam going to see Isaiah Bradley and his breakdown being, you don't want this shield. They don't want a black man to be Captain America. Yeah. If you take this on, you're going to be a sellout and they're going to dick you over. And don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah.
And the fact that Sam doesn't take that as gospel and is like, yeah, I get why he says that, but
based on his experiences. Yeah.
Yes, but through his experiences. But where his sister says, you're not going to let that old man keep you from doing what you should do. And he's like, no. And I was like, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I can say, like, for me, there's always going to be somebody older who are like, throughout my life, older people saying like, man, the white man's not going to let you do that. And having to mentally push past that. There's always that, well, black people do this. That's something white people do. And I've always been like, wait, so they get to enjoy that and not us just because of this mentality? No, I'm not. I'm not accepting that.
That was pretty surprising to me because I thought Sam was going to kind of go down that road.
Sure.
It's like maybe he won't take up the mantle. So yeah, that's a great point, because that moment, I think, and I should have got clips for it. Even I was, because you bring this up, it's like, you're right, that is good. The moment he has of his sister, I think, was a really insightful point for him, and it's they kind of come to, I think, a better understanding of each other, and that resentment is kind of thrown away. And I thought that was a very beautiful moment, very good point. I wish I had clips for that. Damn it, but. Chat, we're going to go ahead and kind of do my little scene by scene. And I want to start, we're going to kind of segment it by characters. And I think we should start off appropriately with John Walker, because it opens with him. Yeah. And I even love how this opens, because, John, he I feel like he knows that he has that moment like, what, I fucking did it. But then that realization starts to set in. And like, because he's all about like, because that's what the United States is. They're using him as a fucking prop. Oh, fuck, shit. Like, I just love that little moment where he's like, looking around like, oh, where do I go?
I gotta be honest, there's that small part of me that feels bad for him.
Yeah. No, I think that's the point. Like, it's interesting because Wyatt Russell's even commented, is like, I know people are gonna hate my character. I'm glad they hate my character. He hasn't even seen any of the abuse online from
really?
people. He's like his father, Kurt Russell, where he has no social media. It's like he talked about, like, my dad always said, don't go on social media. It'll constantly be on your mind. It'll affect your performance.
Great advice.
And he does none of that. He's not on Facebook, not on Twitter. I mean, maybe, he gets involved with, these in-person events. Exactly. But he does that. And so the only thing he has seen, he said that was absolutely brilliant, was the character from Up, Carl.
Oh, right.
And he said that was absolutely brilliant. He said that was so funny.
Last night.
I mean, just randomly screaming. But it's what you would do in that moment.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing anymore.
What would you do if you realized you fucked up that badly and everybody saw it?
Yep, and it's going to be online. Everyone's going to have an opinion. It's going to destroy you.
Yeah.
He's going through what Wyatt Russell would go through if he was on social media right now.
Like, how do I get into this scene? Well, just check Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get to that point. But then we get to the big battle, which we'll show a little bit of. I can't show too much, but it's pretty goddamn good.
John, you gotta give me the shield, man.
Uh-oh.
That's my precious.
You're right.
No, don't take it from us.
I mean, I feel like they had said, like, look, let's just go. Let's go talk. Yeah. But saying, like, give us the shield.
Hey, man. That shield over there looking pretty good. Like, even fucking Bucky, he's like, oh. Like, he wants it more than Sam.
Yeah, he does.
But no, I just love John's look right here. He's like, oh, all right. That's how it's gonna be.
You don't want to do this.
Yeah, Bucky's like, I do.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to do this all week.
For the entire time. Let's go. But like, even like how he fights, I noticed at this point, he's constantly just going for the kill shot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just winding that shield all the way back.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to bludgeon you to death. I'm going to take your head off. And that's what I always thought was really interesting about Steve. It's like, because we joke all the time, like when he throws that shield, we're like, that guy's dead, that guy's dead. But sometimes he didn't do it. He did hold back. And I always point to, like, I think it was supposed to be like a mirror in the last episode where John, he caves that man's chest in. But when you look at a very similar scene in Civil War, where Steve is going, he has that bloodlust. He's in the heat of battle, and he's about to kill Tony, but he stops himself.
Yeah. And
I just thought that was beautiful imagery, and why like only certain people can have that responsibility. And where Steve was always his own man, and where John, again, it's the tragedy of the character. Like, a lot of this is not his fault. He does some scummy things in this episode, but not all of this is his fault, and he's a prop, and he's just not mentally or physically capable to have this right now.
No. Especially later when he says, "You built me."
I am Captain Captain America.
Well, you're not.
No, you're not. Sir, no, you are not. Take it easy. Sit down, relax. Well, here's the scene. Yeah, there it is.
Yep. Once again.
Nope. And they continue to fuck him up, break his arm, because that's the only way they can do it.
Yeah.
And even then, but he had that crazy look, even when he was like on the ground. I even like how Bucky's like, here, take it. I got this for you.
Yeah. Will you take it now?
Just staring at him as he walks away. Sam's like, I need a minute. Give me a second to recover. He took my wings, man. He took my wings.
Oh, you goddamn super soldiers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because both Bucky and John Walker have the serum at this point. But I want to continue with John Walker because inevitably what he did and how he probably almost killed Bucky and Sam, there's a shit ton of fallout now.
Permission to present to the council testimony as to the circumstances of the incident?
No. I mean, they throw the entire book at him.
Yeah.
To the point, like, it's like, okay, what he did was wrong, but they want, again, I think what all of us thought, they're going to scapegoat him. Despite everything, they thrust it upon him, they're going to take no responsibility, and they're going to, have him suffer all the consequences, where they're taking even his benefits away from him. And it's like, I mean, listen, maybe he deserves it, but I even like his fucking wife's reaction in this. He's like, oh, not the money.
Well, not only did he deserve it, but that whole, can I speak on my behalf?
Yeah.
No, your lawyer does that. The fact that he showed up and doesn't have
Should've
a
done
lawyer,
that.
him not having a lawyer means things have already been decided.
Yeah. This is just for presentation. This is for the press to show that,
Yeah,
he's been thoroughly shamed.
Like, this isn't the trial. This is the sentencing hearing. And him speaking with remorse might have done nothing, but it might have got him something. But like what
he's indignant.
Yeah, him being indignant. It's what they did to him. I expected no less.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. I did feel a little sympathy for him in this scene, especially his wife's reaction, because she's like, "Oh fuck, we lost all the money."
Yeah.
But yeah, here's a little bit of him, I think, freaking out.
This is a
I'm
mandate.
just asking to be heard.
It is a mandate.
I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah.
That's when they know all the money's gone at that point.
Yeah.
But it just shows, like, he never had the temperament for this responsibility, for this
or not
hero.
For the super soldier serum.
No.
Because there was that whole, it makes you more of who you are.
That's what Lamar brought up, his
Yeah.
best friend.
Yeah.
He was absolutely right.
Yeah.
Oh, they confirmed Lamar's dead, by the way.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah. So
confirmed
like,
that.
hey, what if he's still alive? Nah, he's
Nope.
gone.
And we'll get to that in just a second, because I think that scene that we have with Lamar's parents just shows, like, okay, you're on that path of, like, kind of no return.
Sure.
At this point, I mean, there's something that kind of sets him on that, which are about the big reveal of this episode, new character. But when we get there, it's like, because he's fucking lying.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point. So, but yeah, everyone's been talking about like what's this big reveal? What's this new character that is going to show up now? Apparently, this character was originally supposed to show up in Black Widow, but we haven't had Black Widow yet.
Okay.
And so, this is her first appearance. But for those who don't know, we have the return of a particular evil organization.
Well, these boots are not made for walking.
I thought when I saw it there, I thought I recognized that goofy fucking walk of a leg. Gonna start dancing. This is Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Who is I guess I'm forgetting how to say her name, but she's Madam Hydra.
Well, and here's the thing, because I was telling you, because I wasn't thinking Madam Hydra till you said something.
Yeah.
Because she shows up and she says her name is Contessa Valentina.
Thank you, Mark.
And I was like, wait, that was always Nick Fury's spy girlfriend back in the 60s. And she wasn't Madam Hydra. So I don't, because Madam Hydra, her name is Ophelia Sarkeesian.
Okay.
And she was formerly the Viper and then Madam Hydra. So I don't understand what's going on here, unless they are just either she has an alias or they're just combining the characters.
What I think, and we'll go into this in a second, what she's possibly hinting at for the future, and I like this little end scene with her and John.
Oh, by the way, don't worry about the shield. I know you don't have it.
There's nothing on it.
I mean, they're fucking with him just right there. There's nothing on it.
It just means I'll call you.
Yeah.
I have always thought that, and still to this day think that Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the best female comedic actor of all time.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what lines you give her, she knows how to deliver them in a way that gets the most effect and are the funniest.
I always thought she was one of the, if not the best, one of the best people on Seinfeld. And in one time she would guest star and stuff like Arrested Development. I loved her role. I've always been a big fan of her, and it's like, look at Marvel getting this type of talent to play such an iconic villain. Yeah. And it also hints at, because this series said Hydra is dead. And now, like, you cut off one head and two shall take its place. And so we're going to see maybe Neo-Hydra.
Sure.
You know, which I always thought was like, man, Hydra's gone. It's like, I kind of, especially during this time period. I mean, you got all these racists.
It always seems
and Nazis.
like they would come back.
Yeah.
And they are likely fueling the flag smashers.
Wow, she could be providing
shell
them.
Corporations or whatever.
That would make sense. And just further incite people against superpowered people and also just gaining power. But yeah, it's so cool to see her. Apparently, she's supposed to be in Black Widow, so we're gonna see that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be the big thing. But now, what she was saying, and now it could be two different things, because, and this will go into another thing I'm going to in just a bit with Zemo, but like her role in all this, the fact that she gives Walker that card with nothing on it, but clearly that's her way to contact him or his way to contact her. What if she's putting her own team together? Now, I was thinking either it was going to be Thunderbolts, but I think that will be someone else's job. What if she's putting together her own version of the Avengers, the Dark Avengers?
Oh, that totally could be.
Because I feel like this show is, even though it's telling a fantastic story, it's also acting as a springboard for other potential programs, on Disney Plus. And maybe nothing's been announced yet. I'm reading into it. And apparently she's not even Madam Hydra. Maybe she's like a version of that character, or she's at least someone who is nefarious and is involved in all this stuff, and she's encouraging someone like John Walker to do things like this. But maybe she could do her own Dark Avengers, and I think that'd be really cool to hey, now that in the absence of the Avengers, since Cap and Tony are gone, Steve is gone, and Tony's gone, we need to have another replacement. So maybe this is something that she's doing.
And to something you said earlier, where you felt like they scapegoated John Walker for what he did. Considering that he committed cold-blooded murder with all the video footage you could have in the world, the fact that they aren't locking him up,
that's his reward.
That's his reward. I mean, they're doing him a favor.
What he pulls right here is like lying. It just shows the path that he's gone on. I thought this was a great scene.
And then what?
He's the one that killed our boy?
Yes.
Yeah. The way he said that was not honest.
I know, but I would have done the same thing.
Definitely.
The family wants closure.
That's a good point. Yeah, so at least he still has, in a weird fucked up way, the best interest of his friend at heart.
Well, I mean, I think it's less about protecting himself, because he didn't kill Lamar.
Yeah,
but it gives the family that closure that they want at that moment. But I think it also solidifies in him that I'm gonna get that bitch.
Yeah. No,
I just had to tell this lie. I'm not gonna keep it a lie. I'm going after her.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, especially when we see at the end of this episode where he's like, I don't need the congressional representatives telling me what to do. I thought that was great. But I mean, he's not the only one that gets continuing down this dark path. Some people, I think, are getting a lot of closures, particularly Bucky and his relationship with Zemo.
I was afraid you would say that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you really gonna do it, huh?
He's like, oh, okay, I didn't think you'd do it. I was like, fair enough. All right. Got him.
He could say, like, I knew you weren't going to do it, but he should have flinched.
Yeah, he's like, oh, God. A wonderful scene. you got the Wakandians coming in there at that point.
You could just go ahead and shoot me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like, but they do not forget. You killed our king. But it's what they say right in this scene. I think sets up something pretty big right here. It's what's the character's name? Ayo.
Oh, I don't know.
Ayo. I mean, but it's the main.
the Dora Milaje.
Yeah. Right here. What she says right here.
We will take him to the raft, where he will live out his days.
Until we need him for another sequel.
Yeah.
Now, they mentioned the raft, which is a supermax prison, featured throughout Marvel, and the person who operates that place is General Thunderbolt Ross, who has been a pain in the ass for a lot of people, whether it be Tony Stark or Captain America or Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I felt for so long that this series is kind of going to be a springboard for a Thunderbolt show. He's been the leader of the Thunderbolts in the past.
True.
That's
true.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he won't be Red Hulk, because I think that's ridiculous. But have him be the handler, like he's another version of a Nick Fury-esque character. Kind of moving on from Zemo and John Walker. We'll get to, I think, for a lot of people, like the highlight of the episode, but it was Sam's confrontation, or just his conversation, I should say, with Isaiah Bradley, and talking about his history with the super soldier serum, and basically Isaiah telling him, like, listen, the United States, these people, they're not going to let you have that shield because you are a black man. And I liked what Sam's reaction to that was, and give people like a hint of that right here.
With different versions of that serum. They experimented on me, trying to figure out why the serum worked.
And it's interesting because when I did a watch party for this on my own channel, people know it. Like, he did the thing that Steve did in the first movie, where Steve in the first Avenger, where he went to that POW camp, rescued all those people, and he was lauded for it.
Sure.
He then officially became Captain America, going on his own missions and fighting Hydra and the Nazis, and he did the same thing. And he was punished in prison for it. Yeah. And I mean, that I thought was just such a powerful scene. And I forget, I want to call him, he's not Scatman Crothers, I know, but he played him. But
Carl Lumley.
Carl Lumley. He does such a fantastic job in this series. I'm so glad we returned to him. They're gonna do a spinoff.
Yeah, I was so like, we have to come back to him. You can't just have him in that one scene. Yeah. Like it's a novelty and then move on.
Yeah, but I even like how they also bring in like at least they hint at, or maybe pay homage to the Tuskegee experiment.
Oh definitely.
Where
it's always been that, even from the original graphic novel or miniseries that Isaiah Bradley was featured, and like when he first came on the scene, there was always that comparison to the Tuskegee experiment. Yeah, but him, talking about the airmen, the Red Tails.
That's right. Right in the beginning. Actually, we have that. So I'll go ahead and play a little bit of that right now, because that's like how that was his inspiration, but then inevitably it didn't play out. Like they were used as a marketing tool. Like their accomplishments, they were incredible, but when they came back home, they're still treated horrifically. But here's a little bit of that.
Every black man does. What went wrong?
Have you not been paying attention to everything I've been fucking telling you? Jesus!
You must have got hit in the head since the last time you were here.
He just has that look, just like, what? I love that. That was funny.
I used to be like you until I opened my eyes.
But you were a super soldier like Steve. You could have been the next.
The next?
The next.
You have not been listening to me, have you? Jesus.
Huh? Blonde hair, blue eyes, stars and stripes.
Steve did not put you in
It's not Steve's fault. Don't blame him. He's always defending his man.
I was always Steve. Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I mean, Steve didn't know about this, but they do touch on Steve's, I think, own ignorance to the reality he lived in.
Sure.
Because Bucky and Steve are they're still men on a time. They still have that. I mean, yes, they've been exposed. They've been around, for however many years. I guess decades in this terms of in the MCU. I guess at least 10 years, 15 years. But they didn't experience the civil rights movement. They didn't see that. They may have always had their sense of morality, but they didn't see it.
Right. Yeah. For them, especially for Steve, it was a lot of like going back through, okay, what did I miss? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Jesus, God.
It's better now, right?
Can I just, Marvin Gaye, I could just listen to the music and I'd be okay, right? I covered? All right, good.
Well, as long as I can trust the government, I guess it's okay. Oh dear.
Can't do that either. But I love that they acknowledged it. And Bucky, in a way, acknowledged it for Steve, who is, I guess he's dead at this point. They kind of confirmed, like, Steve's gone. He was an old man.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. They're being very weird about it.
They are.
Yeah.
A lot of talking about him. In the third person, he's not there, but it does make you wonder: is he still around? And they're just like, we're just gonna leave him alone.
Did he just die in that log? Did they just leave him there? I'm still here. I don't know.
Alzheimer's, and it's like there's no point in talking to him about this.
No, he's around the country. He's Joe Biden now, right? But I did love that. And this to me was the hey. Bucky and Sam are now friends, and I love this scene where Bucky apologized and saying, "I didn't realize what the true reason why you didn't want to take on the mantle and the shield." I think this is another highlight of the episode.
I owe an apology. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
He's like, yeah, you do.
It is appreciated.
Yeah. But no, but that moment right there, when he takes the shield from him and he looks at him like that and they continue practicing throwing around like a frisbee, that's when they became friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they even have like a little moment at the end where they're doing the goodbye look at each other.
Meant a lot. Of course.
You guys can't hug.
Oh, it got cut off right there. But it continues on, and even Sam's like, where are you going? Like even looking back and stuff, which I thought was beautiful. But okay, so Sam at this point, he's taken on the mantle of Captain America. He's just about to. It's like, if you gotta do that, like, you don't have any super soldier serum, so you need to rock a montage, man. That's the only way that this is gonna happen now.
Well, nobody
right?
just picks up the shield and is able to throw it.
John Walker did. Look what happened to him. But I was so happy they gave him a wonderful and well put together montage. Here's a little bit of that right now.
I knew it.
We talking about montage.
I knew you were going to throw to this.
Go, Sam, go. Oh, he looks a little different. He's fighting against the Russians, though. He gets a hang of it. He gets a hang of it right here. Doing a bunch of flippy jumps.
Okay,
Steve didn't do flippies.
In that moment, you could clearly see it was a stunt man.
Nah, that was Anthony Mackie. He does his own stunts, man. Come on. Catch that with his fucking teeth. But it was a good moment, and hey, it leads to I think a really cool scene. We're going to see the debut eventually of Sam's Captain America outfit,
all the way from Wakanda.
Exactly.
Oh, you bastard! Show it to us.
Yeah, nope, teasing. Just gave him like Black Panther's hand-me-downs. It's like the Black Panther suit. I'm not him.
Considering how far back Bucky asked the Wakandans for that favor, and then knowing he was going to go, hey, I understand how hard it was for a black man. Here you go. Here's the shield. He's manipulating Sam into being Captain America.
I mean, he is like a sleeper agent. It's what he does.
Yeah.
I'm
just out of nowhere giving you back the shield, and oh, by the way, this Captain America suit showed up. Huh?
He knows
it doesn't fit me. Does it fit you?
He knows that he had to go on this long, arduous journey. He did the long con, man.
He totally did.
That's what it was. That's what it was. But
I'm gonna act like I hate you, but then now we bonded, and I completely understand. And yeah,
they're playing frisbee with each other. They're instant friends now. But hey, he's not the only one that's putting together his own little thing right here. John Walker's got something too. Like he's working on a fucking tire.
I know.
That thing is not.
I know.
It's gonna be all bented and buckled and everything.
Dude, that's just steel.
That's a good point.
There's no vibranium or adamantium in that.
Like, it's not gonna bounce. It's gonna hit a wall. It's gonna fall down. And it's gonna split in two or
Although
something.
considering
like that.
how he uses it to block bullets and just chop,
Just bludgeon people to
I
death.
guess that's all he needs.
So just no more throwing this thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's the case. But yeah, here's him working on a little bit more. It's gonna be all scorch marked and shit. And he's got those medals, gonna make it all look all gaudy. Yeah, so it looks like, because at the end of the episode it hints at like, well, not just hint, it shows like Carly and the Flag Smashers are like attacking this government meeting and this consulate or this embassy or something. And Sam, that's why he's got to put on his Captain America suit, and while John Walker's doing the same thing, although they're probably going there for different reasons.
Sure.
So, but yeah, no, I mean it's a great. I mean, it's just like this episode.
It could be the same reason, because as much as Sam has been like, look, I understand Carly and I can talk her down. He's had a lot of people going like, I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, he just wants to kill her.
Yeah, I mean, but like,
Sam just wants to like.
Sam wants to talk her down, but even Zemo is saying to Sam like, I don't think that's gonna work.
She's been radicalized.
Yeah,
as
she's been
he would say.
radicalized, and so much with her, like you see in her eyes at times, like, I wish there was a better way. But her actions, more often than not, burn everything to the ground.
I think you had that moment where he almost reached her, but John Walker came in and he ruined that.
Absolutely.
And it also doesn't help that clearly she's being backed. I forgot to mention this earlier, but she's being backed. And I don't know if this person's the power broker. It feels like they are at this point, but it looks like Sharon Carter. I know. I'm getting that sense.
I am
because
too.
she broke a Baltrock. Was that how he says?
Batroc.
Batroc. She broke Batroc out of the Algerian prison. She gave him weapons to give to them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if she's not the power broker, well, she's clearly still doing nefarious stuff.
For you. Oh, please, if it weren't for me, you'd still be rotting away in that Algerian prison. I promise you won't regret saying yes.
And we know what Batroc wants to do, because when he goes and sees Carly... Batroc. I'm sorry, I'm going to call him Batroc. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Batroc. He's like, I want to kill the Falcon. And so clearly she just... I mean, her story is... It's just sad, because she became a fugitive of the United States after the Civil War. Yeah. That was the whole snap thing. No one checked on her if she was okay for 7 years, apparently, and we kind of see her this way. It's a sad result for this character,
sure.
but it is interesting. It's a cool way to take her in this direction, because even Steve's like, yeah, I know I kissed you that one time, but your aunt though, man, that Peggy. I mean, there's something about her. You're okay, but I got to go with her.
So did you only kiss me because I remind you of my aunt?
Exactly what it was.
Maybe.
Yes. Yes, and I got her. I have time stones. I have infinity, so I can do whatever I want. But yeah, I wonder if the big reveal then is at the end is like, she's gonna be the power broker. It feels like she is at this point.
It mostly feels like she is, because there's not another character it could be.
What do you want to see? Either like, coming to a conclusion, or would you like to see something like spin off from this? What are your overall thoughts?
I mean, when this is done, they've done such a great job. I definitely want more. And there's gonna a need for something for the Falcon / Captain America to be going after the next time.
Yeah.
The John Walker thing I'm curious about, because it does look like he's gonna go to that big meeting at the UN or wherever it is, which that means that he has to have a conclusion.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's all this and he still gets away, I feel like that's kind of cheap. It'd be better to not show him there, and just tease like, okay, the next season would be about him.
Fair enough. Like, I could almost see like he goes there, but and he fucks up, which he most likely will. Yeah. But he's recruited for the Dark Avengers. He's recruited for the Thunderbolts, and so he has to work with the guy. He has to work with Zemo, the one he was originally hunting. He has to take his orders.
Oh yeah.
To me, that'd be again just another dark path for his character to go on. I just feel sorry for his wife and all that. She's like, I'm here. I want the money. Jesus, but yeah, no. But I could also see that he can be a possible threat for a new season, because I think we're going to get a new season. I could see this show going on for many seasons.
Oh
to come.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's been great. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm just I think the Flag Smasher, I feel like that's going to be wrapped up. Everything with Carly, and it's going to come to probably a tragic conclusion. You know, like either Sam will have to make a decision. It's like, all right, I
don't see things ending well for Carly.
No, she made her choices at this point.
She made her choices. So many of her crew has been taken out.
Yeah. And she's blowing people up, like innocent people. When you do that, it's
at
like,
the point
I can't
she
really
does that,
save you.
yeah, even when Sam was trying to talk her down, I'm like when they were like, yeah, it's kind of late for that.
Yeah. What'd she say? Like, they're stepping stones on my journey. And he's like, okay. Are you sure you want to say that? You might not come back for next season.
You sound like the people you complain about, but all right.
It's like, no. But yeah, Neville is. What about you, Chad? Like, I think overall, I mean, I guess we're not going to give this a rating yet. We're going to give it a rating by the time next week.
Oh, also, what I expect from
next
next week's episode is the barrage of people saying, man, I was disappointed. I expected more.
That's inevitable. we know that's going to happen. I was even hearing today. This is fucked up. I didn't even want to bring up, but people were saying, "What's the big deal? What's the idea of a black Captain America? We have Iron Patriot, like that's like they're the equivalent or something like that." Or people are saying like because they're saying this show is going woke. This show is covering stuff that is not even like it's done in the past. Like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Especially in this very politically, socially relevant time that we're living in.
It's not even being woke. It's just covering what's been going on. And it's picking up things that were in the comics, 10 years ago? I mean, maybe not 10, but almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, that is relatively recent.
Yeah.
And it should be covered because based on everything we've seen in media and in the news and politics, like people would absolutely have issue. These races would have issue of a black Captain America. I'm so glad that Disney and Marvel and Kevin Feige and everyone else did that. They say they were going to, but at the same time we're like, but it's Disney.
Yeah.
Though.
You'll touch on it. You'll mention it. No, they're driving hard into it.
Yeah.
Would never expect this from a Disney property.
No, and especially bringing in Isaiah Bradley. I guess that's the one thing. Like, I'm hoping we're gonna get like a Thunderbolt spinoff. If they do like kind of the Watchmen thing, because we had that one episode where it was Hooded Justice, and it was about his life. Like, I think it would be amazing if we get an Isaiah Bradley like just series or mini series or limited series where we cover that time and what he went through and all those other soldiers went through, just to show like the contrast between him and Steve, how Steve was lauded and he did all these things and he was punished for everything.
I would love to see that, but I do feel like the feeling is, well, we covered it. We talked about it.
Yeah. So then we just be showing
in vivid
it again.
detail. We'd just be showing you what we already told you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point because we do see the results of it where it's all the experimentation on the sides of his body. So, yeah, no, that's an excellent point. What about you, Chad? Anything in particular that stood out to you? Did you like this episode? Did you dislike it? I'm very curious. And I'll take some Q&A in just a bit, but overall thoughts about the penultimate episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And actually, during this time, I'm going to go ahead and play an ad before Corey comes after me again. So, for those of you who are subscribed.
Come after you like the U.S. government.
Yeah, I don't want that. No. Let me go ahead and play a quick 3-minute ad block. What are you feeling, guys? What are your overall thoughts? Meryl says it was okay. It's a great episode, but I think I prefer episode 4 a little more. Wondered what the suit's going to look like. Apparently, you can they've already spoiled it in the
Have they really?
Figure. Yeah, it was out weeks ago. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
I've not seen it because I don't want to be slow. I want to see what it looks like on Anthony Mackie. Yeah. But yeah, apparently it's been out there for weeks.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But yeah, I'm very, very looking forward to seeing what the suit looks like, and if it's I imagine it's gonna have wings too. So he's still flying around.
In comics, his suit had wings.
Yeah.